Hello, what is a realistic monthly return on swing trading? How much did we make swing trading in January 25? Well, for the month of January 2025, we made $1,400. So we are going to go through the report to see, we are going to go through different reports. So when you are swing trading, is good you track stocks that you purchase. You can track those and track when you sold them. You can record those as well, and having them on one row, how much you pay for it, when you pay for it, and how much you sold it. And when you sold it, you'll be able to calculate the profit, and if you want, the profit rate as well. And you'll be able to pull some report from your daily manual entries. So we purchased some stocks in 2024 for swing trading that we have not sold yet, and those are the one we have commitment session completed for them, and there are some we purchased in January as well. So therefore, as we sell the one we purchased before 2025 and the one we purchased in 2025, we'll be able to track how much we are making on them. So this is our daily entries, and we purchased KC, for instance, in 2025. We have not sold it yet. So, but anyway, we are going to go to the reports. We earn dividend because some of those stocks pay dividend, and there are some stocks that we purchase for dividend income purposes as well. So for dividend for the month of January, it is $206. And the weekly profit. So for the weekly profit, let's see. Okay, so those are the week. So you can see the different report we are able to generate by manually record keeping our transactions on a daily basis. So when you are doing that on a daily basis, whenever possible, you'll be able to design your workbook to pull some report that will allow you as a beginner swing trader to see the strategy you are using, how you are performing with it. So week 4, for the 3 weeks in January, we didn't sell anything. To make profit, we have to sell. So week 4 we sold, and you can see the different stocks that we sold to make up for 286. And week 5 we have $1,000 profit there. If we scroll down, we'll be able to see the different stocks that make up for that. So COR we purchased it in 2025 and we sold it in 2025. And for COR, we purchased it on the 14th and we sold it on the 27th using our long uptrend long swing trading strategy, and we are able to make about 6% return on it. Okay, so 300, and to make up for that $1,000, there is GIB that we sold, and I think we purchased it in 2024. Yes, in 2024, and sold it pretty much from October to January. So when it became positive, we just wanted to lock in that profit. We don't like to sell stocks at a loss. So therefore, whenever possible, when we purchase it and it goes negative, we just leave it in the account. MA, we make $300 on that, and MA, we purchase it in 2024 as well. In December. And as we continue, RSG, and I think RSG we purchased it in 2025. Yeah, we purchased it on the 13th. We sold it on the 30th. We made about 200, close to 300 on that, or 5% return on it. And those returns are now unrealized. SYK. We purchased SYK in 2024. It went negative on us and we just kept it there. We purchased it in November and it became negative and we just left it until we sold it on the 27th to lock in some profit. So we don't like to sell negative when we can. So the next one we are going to come across is TNT. So let's go back again. We have a loss of $29 there. I thought it was more than that, but pretty much in the account it shows that AT&T was positive 1200. I'm not even sure when we sold it. Let's see the 28th. So I'm not sure how the brokerage firm calculates those profits, but they averaged the cost because we purchased AT&T, for instance, multiple times. We purchased it for dividend income purposes, and we purchased it multiple times. So I think at this point we sold it here. We sold it by this time here. So, and okay, we have AT&T here. At this point it was 800 and later it became 1200. So it's showing a positive number here and it's going to show the cost, and if we sell it, the market value, if we sell it at that price. I know that we purchased some of it at $24, so I was waiting for $24 something to sell it so that I can make profit on most of those purchases and dividend reinvested. By the way, if you swing trade and you are investing, you are purchasing stocks that pay dividend, is good, you turn reinvest dividend off. I need to turn this one off. It was purchased for income, dividend income purposes, but I need to turn it off because it becomes a problem when you sell them, because it can be positive but it's not going to be positive for every single one of them. For instance, for AT&T that we purchased for dividend income purposes, and we let the dividend reinvest it for the longest of time before we turn it off, though they got reinvested at different prices. So that is the history. We purchased it in 2021 and we sold it in 2025. So we purchased in 2021 for $26 and then it went down, so dividend got reinvested at different prices and we purchased it again. No, in fact we didn't purchase, we purchased it again in 2022 but then the price went all the way to 15 at some point. So we just let it be. For the longest time, it was negative in the account, and when it came back to $24 last year around December or so, I didn't sell it because I want that to be a little bit more than just $24. It was around $1,000, and then it went down to $800 or so for a while, and when it became $1,200, I sold it so that I can lock it in. At least in the account, it was showing $1,200 profits, but it was averaging the price. So if I take those prices and I average it, it showed me 1987. So I don't know if that's what the brokerage firm was doing, showing, and based on that 1987 average price was showing me, you know, if I sold it at the market, at the price, at the market price, it will be $1,200 profit. I'm not sure, but anyway, I set the limit price to sell it, and I sold it at $24.29, but it turned out to be negative when I made my entry in my bookkeeping, because I didn't average the price, but I pulled the history, and that's the way I like to do it, and that's what I would recommend as well. But I mean, you can use the average price if you don't want to go to the trouble to enter every single one of those dividends that got reinvested. So, and I pretty much see how much was made per row, per purchase. Does that make sense? So for this one purchase at $26.84, clearly selling it at $24.90, $29 will have a loss. So I pretty much put the fee that we pay when we sold it for the first row as well. But as you can see, there the biggest loss was the first purchase that we made, which was for $26. And this one was profitable because we bought it at $23 or so. So if I total all those profits here, is giving me $29.24. But how the brokerage firm was calculating it for that to be $1,200, I'm not sure. So instead of going with those stocks that I purchased more than once, instead of going with what my account is showing me as potential profits, it is just better I pull the history to know different prices that I pay for it, and to locate the highest one and wait for the price to surpass that highest purchase price before I sell it, so that I can ensure that I make profits on each one of those purchases. Does that make sense? Like in this essence, is the price has to be more than $26 for me to actually, has to be more than $26.84 for me to actually make profit on each one of those trade, because this is the highest price. So usually for swing trading, I don't buy stocks multiple times if I have not sold it yet, but I know I did it for one of them, which will be BRO stocks. But other than that, and because I'm using long option and swing trading strategy, but yes, that's something that I will have to consider. So there is some dividend that got paid for AT&T that I didn't reinvest. After we turn it off, we collect those dividends, as cash in the account. So by taking those into consideration, though, it will be profitable. I just don't, let's see here. I just don't, yeah, I think it will be profitable. If we are down $29, it will be profitable. No, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for here, but we can together find it. And you see, that's why it's good to track. It might take time, but it's worth taking the time to track your transactions, pull them out, because depending on the brokerage firm, after 3 years or so, the older transactions will be deleted from their website. So if you like to go back and see how you were trading in the past, to use certain reference numbers, use some numbers as a reference, it's good to pull your own numbers to your to save. So we didn't reinvest those 3 payments here. So, and this total to 200 cc. So if we take this 200 cc and this negative $29, we may profit on AT&T. Okay, so but anyway, the dividend, we have those history of dividend, and most of them were paid in 2020. No, yeah, in 2024. It didn't pay anything in 2025 by the time we sold it. So, but yeah, even one of those dividend that we didn't reinvest will cover that negative $29, if that makes sense. So in some way we made profits on that AT&T, but for the longest time, but for having it up until from 2021, it's not much of a profit. Does that make sense? 2cc minus $29, I don't know, it's like 230 profit, 230. So it was now, yeah, I thought 1,200 that the brokerage firm was showing, it was right, it was that profit, but it turned out by just using those actual, it doesn't show that we made 1,200 on that. So by totaling those profits is what is giving us that 1,100 for week 5. For week 5. So combine both, we have 1,400 for the month of January, and this is a realistic return, a monthly realistic return when you swing trade. Yes, there could be some unusual profits, but again, that is what we made in January. But now you ask yourself, how much was invested to be able to make that 1,400? That is a very important question. We'll get to that. That's why it's going to make this profit a realistic one. So we do track those return by day as well, and we can see that it was all the way to the 22nd that we start selling some stocks, and the 27th as well, the 30th, and that is those days of the month that we are able to sell something and make profit on those sales. So okay, so this was the weekly, this is the monthly one, which will total them for us. And we have our daily purchases. So for daily purchases, we make some purchases on the 2nd of January. Does not mean that we sold it yet. We made some purchases on the 8th, and you can see the amount spent on those days to make those purchases. This one is a little bit hidden, and it could be, so we have the 13, we have the 14. So there were days we are funding stocks to purchase using our long up-to-long swing trading strategy, some stock pull to the trend line that we like to buy at, and we made those purchases, but we didn't sell as much, but we are able to buy stocks and they are in our portfolio. We just have not sold them yet. Okay, so now we are okay, now our daily sales report, and as you can see, let me just put it somewhere there is no formula. We didn't sell much in January. Are we in January here? No, sorry, we are in November. Oh, okay, so I think okay, so daily profits, daily no, it's not there. Daily profits, so that is that. For some reason, is hidden here. Okay, sorry about that. So let's unhide it. Okay, that is better. So you can see it'll be good if we can freeze. Yeah, let's just unfreeze and freeze again to see if you'll keep the. Okay, that's what I want. So you can see that it was all the way to the 22nd before we are able to sell something, and that is just the sales. So that means is, yeah, and then on the 23rd we sold something as well. On the 27th we sold something as well, and the stocks was just showing you the one we sold if it's that close enough to the top. And the 30th we sold something as well. So we'll go to our daily profit report, and our daily profit report, when we sold on the 22nd, we made about 100 on it, about the same on the 23rd, on the 29th, the 30th. So those are our and that will be that 1492. So that is our daily profit. So if you design your workbook in a way that you can track your daily transactions and your daily, if you are doing your daily transactions entry, you'll be able to pull such reports from that sheet, the main sheet where you are entering your sales and your purchases and your sales when you sell, especially if you are doing them on one row. You will be able to pull those reports. Alternatively, this spreadsheet is a spreadsheet that will be on our website, liberdownload.com, for sale. But I designed it, I tried it last year, and I'm still trying it this year, and keep adding features to it. And I have not posted there yet for sale. But you can design your own, or you can purchase a copy at Liber Download to save time and start using it to track your swing trades and analyze your trades to see how well you are performing with the strategy you are using, or how that strategy you are using is performing for you. So this is a weekly trades and is pretty much pulling what was purchased, what was sold, and the profit generated from it is on a weekly basis. So to make this $286, that is how much was spent, and that is how much it was sold for to make that. So to answer the question that I stated earlier, that is how much was spent to make this profit, because this report is not just pulling how much was purchased, how much was sold, but is pulling based on how much was sold, is pulling how much it was originally purchased for. So stocks that were sold for $12,700 were originally purchased for $12,400. So it depends on how, because we have days on the daily entry sheet, we are able to pull that report. So to make that $1,000 profit, those stocks that were sold to make that profit, it was about $30,000 spent on them. It was not just one stocks. You saw them when we are going through them, was multiples. So, and all of them that were sold combined was sold for $31,000 to make this profit. And we have fee that we pay to the brokerage firm. We use Charles Schwab for and they do not charge a fee to buy, they charge a fee to sell, and they charge some cents. Just don't know how they calculate those cents that to charge, but it varies per stock to stock, and vary per number of shares you are selling as well. But this is to answer that question. If you are asking yourself to make $1,400, how much was spent, that will answer it. So we have our commitment report, and the commitment report just track stocks that we purchased that we have not sold yet. We do have stocks that we purchased in 2024 that we have not sold yet, and we have stocks purchased in 2025 as well. So sorry, okay, I think it's just tracking everything from 2020, from prior year to 2025 as well, because from prior year that we have not sold, we kept it on this year sheet, the one that we purchased for swing trading purposes, not the one we purchased for dividend purposes. Those when we sell them, that's when I will enter it on the sheet, the record of the the purchase. But the one that we purchased for swing trading last year, they are included in this commitment. This commitment is not just things purchased in 2025. So, and the monthly trade is going to summarize it. So the monthly trade is based on, is pretty much in some way is tracking the profit, the monthly profit. So that's what was purchased and sold to make this profit. That's why it's tracking, is related to monthly profit. So the trade is tracking stocks that were sold and how much they were purchased for originally to be sold for that much to make that profit. And we have our weekly returns, that there are some options that I agree with, some that I do not agree with these options, because we do not sell our stocks in the period that we bought them. Therefore, I don't think this option apply well to us. But this one and another one that we come across, I like those. This is just taking the capital invested, and I think I need to update this number because we make some deposit this month, so I think I'm going to update it. But yeah, so it's pretty much taking the capital that you invested, your own money that you put in the account, and based on how much you are making, is calculating the return on that. So, and based for that return, the profit divided by the capital invested, it is low. The other option that I like as well, we come across, say, if you like that'll be this one. Yeah, that'll be this one. So it's pretty much taking what was the profit divided by how much we pay for those stocks that we sold to make that profit. And I like this option as well. So, and that is the profit so far, and the rate so far is not annualized. It's simple. It's just taking how much the profit is. The profit is the subtraction between those two numbers, how much we sold it from minus how much we pay for it, and the rate is just taking that profit divided by how much we pay for it. Simple rate calculation. So I like this return on investment calculation. I like the one that use the capital investment calculation as well, but I have this option in case somebody likes that option. I just don't. Similarly to the monthly return, I do not like the option 2. Pretty much is taking everything that was purchased during that time frame and everything that was sold during that time frame. But what we purchase, we do not sell it right away. So you notice that we purchase a lot in January, not every day, but we have not sold them. And we sold things that we purchased in 2024. So this will now reflect the accuracy of the way we swing trade, but this will, and the option on here will as well, because again it's taking that profit divided by how much we pay for those stocks that we sold to make that profit. Is related, the sell is related to the purchase here. So that return is the return we made in January, 3% return. Again, is not annualized. Simple. It's taking the profit divided by the cost that generated. So our January profit return is 3%. So, and if we wanted to calculate that return using the capital invested, it is 1%. And let's see, I don't need to come all the way here, but yeah. So, and let's see if there is some other report that we like to go through. Historical return, okay, why not? But we will have 2025. And so far it's 1400. It's going to be, and this is what, 200 something, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not going to be adding in fact we can, and later we can just change it to value, but until then we can add formula there. That way we won't have to manually changing it. Let's see, I think it will be here. So far it's going to be year to date, and we can go to, no, I think monthly profit by the month. Yeah, it can be used, but I would prefer to use a shorter version. Then we can just 2025 year to date, and that's one way you can track them year after year. You can manually enter how much you made, and this is more generated through dividend income strategy that we use. This is swing trading strategy, short a short uptrend long swing trading strategy, and this is long uptrend long swing trading strategy that we are using. But yeah, and those are different return reports you could create to analyze your swing trade so that you can compare, improve from there. Just compare your numbers, not to somebody else, but to your own, achievement, and keep improving or keep analyzing to see, if, to better understand the strategy you are using, if it's worth using, and things like that. For instance, again, in 2023, we used 52 weeks low and 52 weeks high strategy to purchase dividend stocks for dividend income while we are holding it and sell it for profit. And we made $19,000. In 2024, we used short uptrend long swing trading strategy. That's when we start swing trading, and we made $20,000 on that. And in 2025, we say, wait a minute, we don't want to swing trade using short uptrend long swing trading strategy. Let's use long uptrend long swing trading strategy. And I have been creating videos to show how you can analyze your chart if you are using long uptrend long swing trading strategy. And for the month of January, realistically, that's what we made. Okay. And how many trades do we perform, or how many trades that generate that 1,400? So we in January, we purchased stocks 13 times, or 13, we made 13 purchases, and we sold, like we have 9 sales. So those are the trades that we performed in January. And again, this was in addition to the workbook that I didn't have last year. But again, it requires manual entries to it. If you are pulling your daily transactions, you can just go through them and count how many you purchased, how many you sold for that day, and just, if that's something that you can look back and say, okay, so how often did I trade to achieve this return? That's something you can look back as well. Yes, it takes some time to make those entries, but again, it is a part of swing trading routine, and expect 2 hours a day to do your record keeping, analyze your stocks, and trade. And I think I have a video on that, but again, about 30 minutes to do your daily transaction, your daily record keeping, and about 30 minutes to actually place orders to buy or sell during the day when the market is open, 30 minutes to do your record keeping at the end of the day, and about an hour to analyze stocks on your watch list to see if there is something that is available for you to buy the next day, for you to flag. So, and you do that at the end of the day by preference, or early in the morning. Early, if you are tired in the evening, you can do it early in the morning before the markets open, while you are fresh, you have energy. Again, as if you are working, you have a job, view this as a part-time job as well, where your money is working for you, but you still need to give it some guidance. So 1 hour to analyze to do your chart analysis at the end of the day, or early in the morning before the market open, or at the end of the day after the market close. Just analyze what happened for those stocks on your chart, and see if there is one that is well positioned, that if it continues that path, you will buy it the next day. And then during the day when you are going to trade, you reanalyze stocks on your watch list that you flag to see if they are well positioned for you to actually place an order to sell them or to buy them. But first, you analyze your account to see if there are positive stocks there, and you analyze their chart to see if they reach your exit target for you to place in order to sell them. And then you analyze your watch list of the stocks that you flag to analyze those charts and see if they are well positioned for you to place an order to buy them. So it will take you 30 minutes or less. And then in the evening, 30 minutes to pull your transactions from your account and keep them, and then do your chart analysis 1 hour. So that will be 2 hours estimated, more or less, to do those things. And you can just view it as a part-time job and if I estimated that we spend about 2 hours a day to do those things, well, that's what we made from it. But again, keep in mind that is our money working for us. It is now our time that is working for us. So we are using less of our time and more of our money to make that profit. But you can start small, one share at a time, $100 at a time, $100 per trade. Just estimate the profit to be small, but again, it allows you to keep improving, to keep gaining experience with the strategy you are using, to keep getting yourself familiarized with the stock you have on your watch list and how they behave on the chart, and then it will keep increasing your capital a small dollar at a time, and that will give you more I don't know how to say that, encouragement for you to keep finding a few dollars from your paycheck every month to add it to your account to increase the capital there, to keep buying stocks, even if that's just one share you buy for each stocks that you wanted to swing trade, to spread your capital, but expect small profit from it after you pay the fee, and just keep doing it and keep improving it. And before you know it, you will grow your capital there, and you'll start buying more. You'll feel more confident to start spending more per trade as well. But again, without doing anything crazy. If you don't want to do anything crazy, you'll find a sustainable way to make your swing trade a routine in your lifestyle, or in your schedule, or in your routine, and you will find a realistic, sustainable profit that you can make swing trading. Anyway, thank you. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments, and we thank you very much for watching our videos. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in sub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to make money and different ways to save money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. There is something I didn't point out, is that despite making 1,400 profits at the end of January, though, we have stocks in our portfolio that we have not sold. The one that we highlighted, the one that we how to say that, the one that we purchased for dividend, no, for swing trading purposes, whether this year or last year, that we have not sold yet because they are negative in the account. The one we didn't highlight are the one we purchased for dividend income purposes, and we are selling them, you know, when they become positive. So we do have losses in the account. We have not sold them, therefore they are now realized. We do not like to sell stock at a loss. I personally don't. Therefore, using that strategy, it's good to take your time to pick stocks well, so that you can minimize those losses in the sense that they do not bankrupt on you. One bankrupt on us last year, but it can happen, but it's just now, you know, the norm. So those unrealized loss at the end of January was 26,000. So because that's when, you know, I don't know if I'm putting them well or if I should shift it, but I like to have it like that. So pretty much like at the beginning of February, that was the unrealized loss there. But yeah, that's something to consider as well. We do not want to sell those stocks at a loss. Therefore, we'll have them in the portfolio for a while for them to become positive. And you'll notice that stocks that we sold this year, we sold in January. Some of them we purchased them in 2024. It's by keeping them negative in the account for the length that it took that we happen to have a profit in those. So, but yeah, it's just to let you know that yeah, we did have that profit, but we do have unrealized losses, and we'll wait for them to become profitable for us to sell them. Thank you. And for our swing trading video related to our swing trading, will you please check the description? We have our playlist links in the description. Thank you.